So after watching the new Halo TV show, I had a lot of mixed thoughts and feelings about it. Last week, I made a video talking about how I wasn't a big fan and that I didn't really like the way the writers of the show depicted the Forerunner technology. As a product designer, I want to see if I can come up with a better Keystone that can replace the one from the show. I honestly thought the one from the show looked weird and I just didn't really like the way they went about it. So I want to see if it's possible to make something that's familiar while also bringing back some old Halo nostalgia. To begin this process of designing a new Keystone, I need some understanding of what Forerunner technology is even like. And the best place for finding that is by playing the best video games of all time, Halo 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, playing the first trilogy of Halo would take a really long time, so instead, I'm only going to play the levels where Forerunner technology is well depicted. Okay, after playing for several hours, getting my butt handed to me by the Flood, and almost breaking my controller from constantly dying by suicide grunts, I found some cool Forerunner things that would aid me in my design for a new Keystone. The first thing is from a mission from Halo 2 called Quarantine Zone. In this mission, I paid particular attention to the scene where Miranda Keyes and Sergeant Johnson are retrieving the activation index. What I really liked about this part is that the device that's holding the activation index resembles a lot of what the Keystone is like from the Halo TV show. However, I want my Keystone to behave more like the device from Halo 2 and have it so it opens up. The second thing, and this may come as a surprise, is the Forerunner doors. What I really liked about the Forerunner doors is that there's so much going on with them. They're not only big and mysterious and make you wonder why the Forerunners needed a 30-foot tall door, but they also have a lot of design style in them that makes them look super high-tech, yet simple and functional. Now that I have some ideas of what Forerunner technology is like and how it behaves, I should be ready to start designing. Okay, so I have my sketchbook with me, and the first thing I need to do is sketch out some possible ideas of what my Keystone will even look like. This phase took me quite a while. It's hard coming up with ideas of how a Keystone should look and function while also being familiar and nostalgic, but I think I came up with something that could possibly work. Okay, so I finished sketching out my ideas. You can see where I first started off. This is a rough sketch of the Keystone from the Halo TV show. From there, I just made a rough sketch of the device from Halo 2 that holds the activation index. I didn't really go much detail into that because I didn't really care too much about that. But from there, I went on to combining the two in this little guy right here. You can see it definitely has like the shape of the Keystone from the Halo TV show, but then it also opens up similar to the device from Halo 2. From there, I went on to kind of come up with a final idea. It's similar to this guy. What I had in mind was that it would hold a ball, so when it opens up, that's the ball will come up, and that's the device that Master Chief grabs and gives to Dr. Halsey and whatnot. So it goes from there. After that, I just made a little bit more detail of exactly what I want it to look like, and this is basically the final version of what I think the Keystone should look like. So yeah, now that I have this, the next step is to take it from a 2D sketch and make it 3D. To do this, I use a 3D CAD software program called Solidworks. I've worked with Solidworks for years, and to me, it's just simple and easy to use. As a product designer, I do use other 3D CAD softwares such as Rhino and Fusion 360. I don't know, maybe someday I'll make something cool using those programs, but as for right now, I'm just sticking with SolidWorks because that's what I'm familiar with. Okay, I've been working on this for almost 9 hours straight. The designing part hasn't been too bad. The part that takes a lot of brain power is just mechanical sort of things. Getting the body to open up and have the ball come out while also not hitting any sort of lights or things like that I might have to put in the body is really tricky. Anyway, my brain is fried, so I'm going to come back and finish designing tomorrow. After spending several more hours knocking out final details and some mechanical stuff, I have finally finished my model for the new Halo Keystone. So here are some renders of what it's like. So there you go, that's my idea of a new Keystone to replace the one from the TV show. Obviously, I'm going to make this new Keystone because with renders don't really do justice. They can make something look good when in reality it's actually really bad, or they can make something look bad when in reality it's really good. So the only way you can really tell if it's a good thing or not is you just have to make it. So make sure to stay around until next video and when I have that done. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.